So just like in the sorting problem, I've initialized my arrays. Now, if you remember, I said we had two databases and they had keys 2793510, 4816710, so in different orders. And here I've set up two arrays, one called keys1 and one called keys2, that display the key values out of order. So this is identical to the sorting algorithm from a couple of days ago, except in that case, I had a single list. I just set up one list. I didn't set up keys 1 and keys 2, which represent the different values here. But it shouldn't, I hope, be a surprise that the algorithm is essentially identical. I've done one slightly different thing, which is that in the sorting algorithm, we set our empty box to 99999 down here. And here I've decided to set the empty box at the beginning when button A is pressed, instead of at the end of setting up the start. And so we set our box, our empty storage unit, to 99999. And then this is identical to the sorting algorithm from a few days ago. We're going to repeat it 10 times because there's 10 numbers. We have to touch each of them to find the minimum. We're going to go through each of the numbers on each of these 10 visits, each of the numbers in the first set of keys. If it's less than box, which it will be initially because box is 999999, then we're going to change box to whatever number is less than it. So initially for our first set of values, it's going to go to 2. Box is now 2. And then we go round again because we're touching each of the numbers. So next time through, we hit number 7, but box is now 2. Is the number 7 less than box, which is 2? It's not. So we're not going to change anything. But we're going to keep going until we hit the number 1, which is less than box, less than 2. And so box will become 1. If you do this 10 times, and each time you go through and you found the minimum, put it in box, you append it to a new array, and I've called this array sorted keys 1, the end of a new list, then you'll gradually build up your minimum values. As I stressed 2 days ago, it's important to do two things, very important. One is you've got to remove your values from what we've called keys 1, this list or array here, as you find them to be the minimum. Otherwise, you'll just keep finding 1 every time through on your 10 times repeats. And you've got to remember to set box back to 999999 because, for example, after the first repeat, it's set to 1 and you're never going to find another number less than 1. So if you forget this step in your algorithm, then the results will just be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So you've got to remove 1 from the list after the first time through, set box to something large. After the second time through, you'll find 2. You've got to remove that from the list, set box to something large. But this is identical to the sorting array. I've just changed the names because we're going to have 2 arrays we have to sort here. Dictionary keys 1, which we're going to stuff into sorted keys 1 when we're done, and dictionary keys 2, sorry, database, not dictionary, thinking about Python from yesterday. Database keys 2, which we're going to stuff into sorted keys 2 when we're done. So this is identical to the sorting array, and this is identical to the sorting algorithm, and this is identical to the sorting algorithm. We've just changed some of the names of things, the names of what are called variables. We have the variables keys 2, which is our input, what we're trying to calculate, the variable sorted keys 2, and that is the only difference between this and this, which is why I said that if you just use the microbit, you might find it a little bit easier. So when we're done, we should have sorted keys 1 and keys 2 separately. And I've set up so we can see the results on the microbit. I've set up, notice I used button B for my algorithm for sorting keys 2 and button A for my algorithm for sorting keys 1. So I've set up using pin 1 and pin 2, just a little bit of code, as I did 2 days ago for the sorting algorithm, that is going to print the sorted numbers, the numbers in sorted keys 1 and sorted keys 2 to screen when I press pin 1 and pin 2. So let's see if this all works. First, we need to initialize things. And then we press button A to sort the database keys for database 1, button B to sort the database keys for database 2, and then if that all worked, then these numbers should have both been sorted to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's check the results for database 1. Press 1. There we are. And you can see they have indeed been sorted in order, number 1 through number 10. What about the keys for database 2? They have indeed been sorted in order 1 through 10. And so a simple extension of a sorting algorithm allows us to also do a matching algorithm.